What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to share with you the 6 daily habits that's going to help you quit your 9 to 5 and start your online side hustle while working on a 9 to 5. So make sure you follow till the end because these habits are really juicy and I've done them myself. That's why I'm sharing them with you today. If you're new to this channel, welcome back. My name is Salwa. I'm a digital entrepreneur and I help freedom seekers start their online businesses so they can work from anywhere. If you ever felt stuck in a cubicle dreaming of something more, this video is for you. So let's dive in. 8 years ago, I landed this job at technically Google, but I was hired by a third party in Phoenix, Arizona, and I had just moved to Phoenix. So I had to start over and I found this job at the Google PPC department. And I gotta tell you, I hated it with all my heart. So I remember that during my lunch break, I was laying down on the floor in the park nearby. I was wondering why I had only 45 minutes to an hour to just breathe from a job that I hated. And I was always dreaming about having my own business. Now, mind you, I came to the US as an immigrant and I've always had side hustles. But because I had just moved to Arizona, I had to start over. And this job was really paying the bills. So I had no choice. I felt stuck, but I hated it with all my core.
I hate my job.
So I started to switch my mind, thinking of the job like an investor, like they were paying me to invest in my future self. And that's exactly what I did. And today I learned from all of those challenges and I set up habits that led me to be able to work full time right now online. And it's been 8 years and I'm currently working and living in Mexico. Before we diving into each of these habits, it's important that I share with you that I don't want you to burn yourself out and hustle, hustle, hustle. The hustle culture, I know about it very well because that's what I did. When I was in New York, I used to work 2-3 jobs, going to school full time, and I really know what a hustle culture means. But now that I'm more grown, I would say it's all about being super strategic with your time and being intentional. So don't overwork yourself. It's not going to do you any good. So that's very important that I share this before we get started. Habit number 1 is to find your biological prime time. I didn't know anything about this. So what is it? Basically, it's to figure out when you are the most productive. Some people are early risers, some people are night owls like myself. And figuring out that time is very important because that will allow you to be super productive with the limited time you have. So how do you find your biological clock? How do you find your biological prime time? There's few ways to do this. First, there's a book or a worksheet that was created by Chris Bailey's, and you can find this online. You also have apps like Rise or Rise, which help you track your productivity and habits, or you can take a test called the chronotype test to find out when you are most awake during the day, or you can just track it yourself. Most people know when they are the most productive. I used to be a night owl, and I'm still a little bit, but with time now, I wake up early morning really naturally, and I'm telling you, this is so amazing that I get to sleep when I'm tired and wake up when I wake up naturally without an alarm anymore. But I remember when I was going to high school, oh my god, I had to be up at 6 a.m. and my body was not happy for hours. Up to 11 a.m. I was still in the funk. I wish I knew back then what was, I didn't really have a choice because of the school system, but if I had known this back then, maybe that would have helped me more with my productivity journey. But anyway, moving on. So when you figure out your prime time for your productivity, that's going to change a lot because you're going to be able to get a lot more done in a short amount of time. So when I work a 9 to 5, what I did in order to save time during the week is that I started changing my schedule. So by the way, I had this opportunity. So I know not every company is going to offer that, but I had this opportunity when we could pick one of the schedules. So you had like 6 a.m., 2 p.m., that's without lunch break. And then you had like a 10 a.m. for, and then you had like a noon to 8 because we were on the West Coast and we were working with the East Coast. Oh no, I don't have power. This is Mexico, everybody. My lights are still on because power went off. I have lights because of my ring light that is, let me show you. My ring light is connected to my laptop. All right, everybody, I'm gonna have to pause and wait for when the internet is back on.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Let's continue like this because otherwise I don't know when the power is gonna be back on. Ah, it's back on! It's back on! You got it on camera. Back on. Welcome to Mexico. Welcome to Mexico. Well, anyways, so let me put the light right in front of my face so you have it. There we go. There we go. Wait. We're going to keep going, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. So, when I changed my schedule, when I changed my schedule at Google, I changed the schedule from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and I refused to have a lunch break. So at 2, I was out. And so what did I do? That saved me about 10 hours a week, easy on my schedule. And as soon as I got home, I ate lunch and then I started working on my side business. At that time, I got my certification as a business coach. I launched events for women, entrepreneurial events. I was offering masterminds, group coaching. I mean, I was doing all that while I was working as a 9 to 5. Well, in this case 6 to 2. That really was helpful. So for you, look at your schedule. First of all, find out when you are most productive and then find out where you can get some extra hours in your job, preferably when you're the most productive, so you don't come home super exhausted and tired. If morning works for you, then wake up 15 minutes to half hour before you have to get going to work, and then focus on your business. Trust me, it will save you so many hours. And I used to think, why do people after work go to a bar and then go out and then just waste that precious time when they could be building a business? And I'm telling you, I'm so glad I really focused. And I did this for years until I was able to completely work full time for myself. That was in 2018. Habit number 2 is a morning routine. Morning routine across the board, even if you are not a morning person, morning routine is super crucial. That's going to be your you time. You're not really working during your morning routine. That's your time for yourself where you can really focus and get your mind right for the day. So I'll tell you about my morning routine in a second, but first I want to share with you the benefits of morning routines. First thing is you're going to have a better mental health and lower stress. So a morning routine can improve mood, clarity, and emotional resilience. When you protect your early hours, you lead to better cognitive function and sharper decision. Exercise, sunlight, and hydration in the morning boost serotonin and cortisol, both linked to motivation and energy. And morning routine builds momentum and automate disciplines. There are so many studies about the benefit of morning routines. I know Tim Ferriss, very famous entrepreneur, definitely has a morning routine, and he did a survey. He interviewed top performers and entrepreneurs, and 80% of them have a structured morning routine that includes some mix of journaling, mindfulness, movement, and planning. And also, the Harvard Business Review found out that people who plan their days in the morning are more likely to achieve their goals and feel in control. Morning routine definitely changed my life, and today I still have a morning routine. So what I do in the morning, I woke up naturally, and that makes a huge difference because I don't stay in bed. 7:30 usually is the time I wake up and I'm rested. So I get up, I get a glass of water with lemon, and then I make my coffee. So that's the first thing I do. And then after that, it's a mix of exercising or moving my bodies. I used to be a digital nomad before I had my place here. And so during that time, I would just exercise from home. 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever time you have, but move your body. And then I would sit down and I would be a mix between either meditation, journaling, or reading. So this is what I would get my minds right, and then I would plan my day. So I'll do between 3 to 5 goals, and that was when I worked as a full-time job. Now I'm going to an office, a co-working space, a cafe, or I work from home, but I still have my notepad and I still write my goals for the day. And if you're interested in a more structured video about how I plan my day, leave me a comment down below and I'll be happy to create a video for that. Habits number 3 is to task batching. So that's also something I had to learn along the way. And I realized that it's really helpful. So I have time blocks. So I use an app and I block 50 minutes, 50, and every 50 minutes, I work for 50 minutes and then for 10 minutes I get up, go to the bathroom, get something to drink, water, I stretch, but I still do this till this day, 8 years later. And I task batch. So now I have clients and I also have a team. So each day is focused for one thing. So I'll give you an example of my own calendar. For example, Mondays is content creation. Tuesdays and Thursdays is client works, and sometimes also I do all my calls on Tuesdays and Thursday. I used to be so vague. I used to take calls anytime during the day, but now I'm even my calendars. If you want to book a call with me, you only have options to do it on a Tuesdays or a Thursday. And by the way, I offer consultations about marketing and digital entrepreneurship. And if you're interested, my website is saluaibalin.com, and I also will leave the link down below. On Wednesday is anything related to lead gen. So I will either work on a promotion, on building my email list, or I will follow up with previous clients. I'll do any of those. So it is raining, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, what a day. What a day I picked to do my content creation, which, by the way, the filming day for me is Friday. And today we are Friday, and this is where I batch film. So I'm doing this video with you, and then I'm going to change. I'm going to change my hair. I'm going to change my style. and I'm gonna do 2, 3 more videos because I publish 2 videos a week on YouTube, and then I also do my own social media content. So this is just filming today. So the content creation process happened before. And then on Friday, I review admin planning as well. I talk to my VAs to see what are the goals for next week. Saturday, it's a slow day. I might work for coffee shop and catch up on a few things, but it will be really a light day. And then Sunday, it's completely off. Sunday, I don't work. I try not to open my laptop, and I will do something fun. And since I have a travel channel as well, Sunday is usually the day where I go explore. Habit number 4 is the power lunch hour. So a lot of people that work for a 9 to 5, when they have lunch, is so exhausted that all they do is to eat and watch their phone, and they're on YouTube, which I don't mind you being on YouTube if you're watching this video, but I would really want you to focus on that hour, at least 30 to 45 minutes focusing on your side hustle or business. And that it will save you 20 hours a month. It's incredible. So instead of just scrolling on social media, focus on your goals. You already had your morning routine, and now you know what you're going to be doing during the day. And it can be something as small as reaching out to somebody, writing an email to a potential client, or whatever it is, but make small step. It's very important. So the lunch hour really is an incredible time for you to focus on your side hustle. And think about it like, the more I focus on this, the sooner I can quit my 9 to 5 and replace that income with an income that I can actually control. Habit number 5 is to reverse engineer. And that's an incredible way to see your new side hustle, aka online business. So for example, let's say you're making $5,000 a month at your job and you definitely want to quit. So start to look at, okay, how can I replace my income, $5,000, doing X, Y, and Z? Let's say you're selling jewelry, for example. So look at the price points of what you're selling after your margin. So look at the money that you are going to keep. And based on that, figure out how many pieces of jewelry you need to sell. And then figure out what lead gen you're going to be doing and how many pieces of jewelry you need to sell. And if it's better to sell in volume or to consumer. And then from there, you can create your marketing strategy. And by the way, those are the services I offer at eBelly Media. If you're interested, feel free to reach out. And then one thing I want to share with this is that a lot of time, people who start a business, they focus on everything but sales. I think your number one thing should be to focus on making money. So as soon as you decided, okay, I'm going to start this business, your business should be getting sales, not fixing your shelves, not fixing the office space you have, not spending hours creating a logo. We don't care about this. We care about offering value to your potential clients or customers, and focus just on that. This would be sales, lead gen, marketing. Of course, you want to have a good product or service to sell, but that should be your immediate focus, not the nonsense that's going to make you waste time and money. And by the way, do you know the difference between customer and client? Tell me in the comment section down below, and don't cheat. I'll check. I'll read all the comments. The habit number 6 is to set a tangible goal. I like to call it the 90-day goal. So for example, in 90 days, you want to make improvement. You want to say, okay, by this date, I want to be able to have X, Y, and Z. And if it doesn't work, if you can leave your full-time job yet in 90 days, it's okay. You're just going to reassess and restart. But at least you have made some improvements. You have made some sales. You have made potential clients. You've worked towards your goal, and that's super important. I remember this lady, and I don't remember her name, but she's a big-time entrepreneur that I went to see at a convention, and I asked her a question. And then she responded to me. She said, you know what? I get a job at a restaurant, at a bar, and I work for 6 months. I work hard and I save as much as I can. And then she quit, and then she would work on her business. She would work. And as soon as she ran out of money and she didn't make enough money to get back, then she would look for another job. And she would do this for years. And now she's like a multimillionaire. I'll find the photo. I know we have a photo together. I'll post it right there. But I thought it was genius. She was like, work, save the money, focus on your business. And then she'll make improvements. It wouldn't be all the way replacing her income, but she wouldn't give up. Then she was like, okay, I'm out of money. I need to pay my rent. I need to pay this. And then she would go back to a job and continue. And I thought this was genius. So there's no reason why you should be stuck at a job you hate when you're all depressed and all of that. Really, especially in America with AI now, you can't make money. Please believe me, I'm an immigrant. I came to the US with nothing. And if I can, you definitely can, especially if you're born and raised in the US. I spent a good 10 years before I was legal and I had my papers in order and everything. So really, I had to catch up on everybody else. So it was really a tough time. So if I can make it, you definitely can. And then I want to leave you with this. This is really a mindset shift. It really is hard, and I understand, but it is a mindset shift. You have to really see the potential. You have to be able to see that, okay, I'm going to be able to do this. I can do this. I'm going to move small steps. And I know it's hard because you don't know at the beginning and everything, but please do not give up. If this is really something that you want to do not give up. Your future self will thank you. And on this note, I want to share with you that I have a free guide. It's called the Remote Income Roadmap. And that's going to be a good starting point for your business. I'm going to leave the link down below. It's totally free. And then you'll be joining my newsletter. And I sent a juicy email about entrepreneurship every week. So I hope you'll sign up. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me during this day where my power is going in and out. I even this like, thank you for being with me today. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on my next video. Bye bye from Mexico City.